Well, at any rate, the next match I watched because there was talent involved and I wanted to see what was going to happen. Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. And remember, I said that last week, the whole problem, Lashley and Reed, is two big guys. There was no bumper. There's nobody to make the big, strong guy look big and strong. And conversely, then there's no action because neither guy, if you're having a monster battle, can bump around. In this case, Lashley was the best he's looked in a while, thanks to their booking. He was aggressive. It looked good because Theory can move. And I noted I would have loved to have seen Austin Theory on the roster in 1986 in Jim Crockett Promotions, or 1984 in Mid-South Wrestling, or 1981 in Memphis, or any time in the 70s in Florida. He would have just 1 year of working with talent like that, getting experience every night against different guys. He would have fit in. He would have learned and grown quickly. I think he's a fast learner if he wasn't. Unfortunately, he's tied up in the WWE system and he's learning the WWE style. And we won't really ever know probably how good he could have been with the top talent in the territories on his own, doing his own shit. I think he would have been fantastic. I think he would have fit in. But there's not a ton of guys to work with here if you want to be a wrestler instead of a sports entertainer, and that limits him, and also the fact that the matches are made to be completely unimportant. But nevertheless, they went 3 whole minutes to the break, and before Lashley posted him, and they came back, and Lashley was still kicking his ass. And I'm thinking, well, it's 4 minutes to the top of the hour, so I wonder what their top of the hour business is going to be. So anyway, Lashley went for the hurt lock. Theory bit his fingers and posted him and got on him. And I thought then I'm going to hopefully we'll get to see Randy Orton and Austin Theory. I think those will be tremendous, or those matches. Theory's left-handed and left-footed, and it still works. Anyway, Lashley misses Theory misses a charge into the buckle, and Lashley makes a big comeback right at 10 o'clock. So their 10 o'clock top of the hour is Lashley making a comeback. And he gets a 2 count, and then he gets the hurt lock, and Theory backs him up into the corner, and suddenly Bronson Reed is in the ring from nowhere and splashes both of them in the corner, Theory and fucking Lashley. And in Theory drops and rolls out. You don't see him for a minute. And Reed kicks Lashley out to the floor, splashes him into the post, and they started pouring the fake booze in. And you could tell the people were kind of like, And then Lashley started a comeback and went to get the hurt lock on Reed again, and that's when Theory reappears and drop kicks him and then disappears again. And Reed then hits a Samoan drop and a splash off the top rope and more fake booze. And I don't think the people like this, the people that were watching it, as much as the soundtrack that was being played while it was going on. Do you?
There were various moments in the show, and we'll talk about the Trish Stratus promo in a bit, where I thought they were piping in a lot of stuff, but I couldn't exactly tell. This was another one. I think because of the way Bobby Lashley's been booked it's been months now.
Yeah.
It's hard to invest in him. And Theory, as talented as Lashley is, I think it almost holds Theory back, wrestling him again. Didn't we just see this match on TV a few weeks ago?
And it seems like it.
But they're trying to do something with him and Reed, and hopefully that includes not recreating last week's match.
Well, at this point, it was past 10 o'clock, and you know what was calling me, Brian? You know what was whispering in my ear, the voice that I heard resounding throughout my brain?
The raccoon?
No. Raccoons don't speak English. It was my mattress. I was hearing the word helix, helix, helix. You can sleep. Because I was nodding off already with what I was watching. It's past 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. Time to lay my weary body down on a helix sleep mattress. And that's exactly what I did. And I came back and I watched the rest of the program the very next morning, refreshed feeling better, not as mentally frustrated and as tired and burnt and worn out as I had been before, because even when you watch bad wrestling for a living, you can refresh yourself on the platform of the gods, the giant marshmallow in the sky known as a Helix sleep mattress.
Platform of the gods. I like that. I never heard that before.
The platform of the gods, because you're up there in the stratosphere. You're floating around on the top of Mount Olympus, and you're there in the beautiful, soft tufts and folds of a fluffy cloud that comes from Helix Sleep. And there's so many different kinds of these fluffy clouds. There's fluffy clouds for people that sleep on their back or their side or their stomach or upside down. There's fluffy clouds for kids. There's fluffy clouds for fluffy people that are too fat and corpulent and obscenely morbidly obese for normal mattresses.
Jesus, will you be nice?
Sure I will. There's also a mattress for tall people whose feet hang over the end of the bed at most of these joints. And there's also mattresses that cool you down, heat you up, and everything in between. Why, they even have mattresses, well, they'll just rub you with tiny little fingers implanted in the mattress. They'll rub up and down your private parts from one side to the other while you're asleep, and you'll never even know it except for the stain when you wake up in the morning. All these things and many more can happen to you when you're sleeping on a Helix Sleep mattress. And how, you may ask, do you get to do something like this? How do you qualify? How do you earn the right to sleep on the most comfortable mattress surface in history? And the answer is quite simple. You go to helixsleep.com and you answer some questions. And now this is going to be a tough questioning. They're going to put a spotlight in your eyes. They're going to say, where did you sleep on the night of August 5th? And if you don't have a good answer, they're going to lock you up for 30 years. But once you take that quiz...
Wait, Helix Sleep is going to lock the listeners up for 30 years?
Well, if you admit to any serious crimes during the course of this cross-examination...
So the police will also be involved. It's not just a Helix jail that they maintain.
Yeah, they're going to bring in some authorities. They're going to give you the going over. They're going to know where you've been and what you've done and who you associate with. And once you take that quiz on helixsleep.com, it only takes 2 minutes. It's some very intense questioning for those 2 minutes, but then they'll know exactly what kind of mattress you want and what would be best for you. And then they will send that to your door, along with some people that will bring it in, and then you can go about unboxing it and putting it where you want it. Unless you ask the people to bring it in and put it where you say you like the look of that delivery guy, and you say, hey, come on to my bedroom and unbox my mattress with me. It's perfectly up to you.
These are not the things that should be going through the minds of the listeners when they get their Helix Sleep mattress. You should leave the delivery personnel alone.
Well, no, Helix Sleep does not mess in your intimacy or in your personal life. If you want to hit on the delivery person and have him carry the mattress into your bedroom and potentially test it out, it's up to you.
No, it's not up to you. That's not an offer. That's not something offered by Helix Sleep.
It's up to you, and it's up to the delivery person. It's up to the two consenting adults involved. Helix will not get involved in this. They've sent the mattress. Their hands are clean now.
Ladies and gentlemen, anyone associated with this show, don't proposition them for sex if they're delivering an item to your house.
Well, then nobody associated with the show is going to deliver the item. It's going to be somebody associated with Helix and or the shipping department or service that they use to ship the mattress to you. But if they're over 18 and you're over 18, you could ask them to bump uglies on your brand new mattress. Anyway, Helix also supports.
What happens when like a John Fell orders a mattress? You said, I mean, you're not thinking of this out. Clearly, it's
but John's a married man, so it'd have to be a female delivering the mattress because we know that he's not bi-coastal like that.
We know that.
But nevertheless, Helix supports the military, the first responders, teachers, and students, but only students over the age of 18 if they're going to be having any hanky-panky when they come to the door.
You're not going to be having hanky-panky at the door. Let people deliver. People will be delivering these mattresses.
Close the door. You don't want to do that out in public. Unlike a lot of mattress companies out there, Helix owns its own manufacturing facility. And each mattress is made in the USA by a team of skilled manufacturers who have been sentenced by the court to perform this type of work
No.
for a certain period of time.
There's no period. There's no, this.
It's just open-ended. They have to do this for the rest of their life.
There are no court orders. That
Is there any good behavior parole?
One thing we could promise you is no court orders, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you won't get one, but the people who make it, they've been put there specifically for that. Because
no, they haven't. No.
They're a court-mandated mattress makers.
Who? The Helix Court? The same people that control the Helix jail?
Yes, they've got a whole system. If they get you from start to finish, you ought to see the judge. Anyway, is there anything worse than going to a mattress store and laying down on a mattress that you know hundreds of people have tried out before you, but none of them are still there, just their residue? You don't even get to lay down next to some stranger and possibly get acquainted. Just their residue is there. You don't want to do that. You order these things, they come brand new to your door. Nobody's laid on these things until you and or your delivery personnel break them in. Anyway, right now you can go to helixsleep.com/JCE because they're offering up to 20% off all the mattress orders and 2 free pillows. So you can prop something up under your head or potentially underneath your back. You know, any position you want to be in, you can take these pillows and just jam them under you, and it'll prop you up in a particular location. 20% off and 2 free pillows for our listeners if you go to helixsleep.com/JCE right now. Better sleep starts right now with Helix, or sometimes right after you've had aggressive intimate relations. Then you'll go to sleep. You can do all these things on a Helix mattress, sometimes with people that you know personally.
Hopefully every time with people you know personally, but Helix Sleep may be a good way to go to sleep. Raw may not always be a good way to go to sleep.
Well, we're going back to Raw, aren't we?